everybody, this is Marcy with Creators Call Shop here on YouTube, and I just finished putting the final touches on our ephemera binder that we have for today's giveaway drawing, and I was too excited to wait to get it all perfect to show you and have all the little things included in it. So I wanted to go ahead and just flip through this first, and then I will show you the extra little goodies that I'm going to send along with it for the winner, and then we will have the drawing at the end of this video to see who won it. So go ahead and get yourself settled, get yourself your coffee, your tea, your soda, whatever you want, and we will be right back and I will show you how this binder turned out. I just really love it. As I said, I am just so delighted with how this binder turned out. It exceeded my expectations. So I know that sounds kind of weird to say as the creator of this journal, but it's not really a journal. It's a storage system, and it's an ephemera storage binder. So as I had mentioned in the giveaway announcement, I was using a vintage lady theme. And so I had these papers selected for the cover. So let's show you the cover first. There's the back, and here's the front, and here's the spine. Now, I did not cover this. There is a seam right here where the two papers meet, but I did not cover it because I just didn't want to cover up that sweet girl right here. I have sealed it with my homemade Mod Podge solution, decoupage glue, and then I went over it with some copper enamel spray paint, which are these little dark spots that you can see. You can see it also here on the back. And then I went over that with a clear acrylic finish. So it should be solid. My whole goal was that as you're pulling it on and off of a shelf, and this is just paper, I wanted it to be durable so that you could use it for a really long time. And then of course, whoever wins this is going to be a junk journaler, so if your edges or corners start to fray, you'll be able to put your book corners on, and then you can jazz it up however you want. I did debate about adding laces and things, but since this is a storage system and not an actual journal for writing, I thought I would leave that up to the winner to decorate as they see fit. But I could just see some beautiful laces, you know, sticking out along the edge here, or maybe a doily back here, or just whatever you want. So let's get started, and I'll try to talk you through my process a little bit. I do want to mention that I filmed as I created this, so I do have some footage that I have compiled of how I put this all together. So if I get at least 5 people that are interested and say, yes, show me that video, then it's worth my time to go ahead and do the editing and compiling it all and making a separate video, which I can then air for next week if you'd like. So yeah, I thought I'd throw that out there, but if you're interested in seeing how this happened and some of the parts along the way as I put it together, then I can do that for you. Okay, so as we open, I just wanted to say I kept it kind of simple because again, it's a storage system, so I didn't want to, you know, I could have gone crazy decorating, but that's not really the point of this book. The inside papers, I used a pad that I found at Walmart, and it was just called Marbled Papers. And so I just picked a couple that I thought would coordinate. I had already finished putting together the pages for the binder, and so I just picked some that I knew would coordinate with the papers. So this is what the inside looks like, and you have this lovely marbled pattern, which is in keeping with the vintage idea. And then here I had the 5 divider pages, 5 tab dividers that I wanted to use, and I wasn't quite sure how I was going to do it. But by the time I got all done, I didn't really have much representation of vintage ladies, which was the vibe I was trying to go for. So what I did was I found some images and I did a lot of fancy stuff to these pages, which I talk about in my footage that I filmed. So I came up with this idea where each one of these divider pages has a vintage lady image. And so I thought that would incorporate the feeling into this storage binder for you. Now these have also been spray painted with copper and then gone over with the clear matte enamel. So they should be pretty durable as well. And then I just finished sewing these borders around the edges here on each image. So they're very thick, and I think you could then write on them, maybe with Sharpie or whatever, to make your label. Then the backs are plain. And so you could write on here, or you could write a list, you could write notes, or you can just leave it as it is, or add a little pocket, or, you know, just put some decoration, whatever you want to do when you get the binder, whoever wins it. So now we're into the pages that I made for storing your ephemera in. I used transparencies for the acetate to make the pockets out of because it's very durable and it worked really well on the pages. It had kind of not really a bumpy surface, but the top side is smooth, and then the bottom side, since it was a transparency, was meant to be the heat part, and then that gave it some grip on the pages, and it made it really easy to sew onto the paper, which I was glad for. I played around with some different pocket styles, and then eventually I settled into just kind of the same repetitive thing over and over, but I think you have a variety for storing large pieces and smaller pieces. So you'll see bigger pockets like this, and then this particular pocket on this side, it's the same on both sides. Now I did realize later on I should reverse this so that the pockets open towards the border. However, you have enough space here, you can still slide things in and out of these pockets. Then every single pocket, let's see if I can get this down a little bit better for you. Every single one of these pocket pages has a large center pocket, so you can store tall things like strips or heavier pieces, but that maximizes your storage, and I glued them down here and along the bottom. So you have all of this room to store something tall or to do some folded papers or whatever it is that you need. I tried to think of all the different sizes and try to make a way to store a lot of that. So on this page you have a 3x5 pocket, a 4x5 pocket, and then on the back side you have 3 pockets that are 2 by either 5 or 5.5. It just depended on where I was sewing them, but they're all roughly the same. And that's kind of the pattern that I settled on that is most consistent throughout the book pages. So I just went ahead and divided these up, 3 pages and a divider page, 3 pages and a divider page, but obviously you can change it out however you want when you get the binder. Here we are at our next tab divider page, and in my video where I talked about finding the images, I explained to you a little bit about where I got them all from. I love this young lady, and I just think she is the sweetest thing, and I wanted to make this a gift that is inclusive for everybody, and so including representation of people of color, because a lot of the vintage lady images out there are very white. And so it made it difficult, or they represented people in a very unflattering way. But I wanted to have something positive that was inclusive for whoever wins the journal. So please keep that in mind. But also I just think she is sweet in her dress and getting ready to go out. I'm not sure if this is a confirmation or if this was wedding, but it's beautiful either way. That's our second tabbed page, and then just flipping through. Here's our next one, section number 3. I can't say enough how happy I am at the way these pages turned out, especially these divider pages. It was quite accidental, but quite enjoyable the way that turned out. This particular pocket here is 2 strips. So there's a shallower one here and a deeper one here. Let me grab a piece of paper. Hold on. There's a shallower pocket here and a deeper pocket back here. When I get ready to send the binder, I will fill some of these pockets with little cute things. And then that will kind of show you where all the pockets are. Some of these are hard to see, so but I just really wanted to get on camera and show it to you because I was just so happy that it was done and so excited to share with people who understand. My family is kind, but they don't quite get the excitement. All right, next divider. So there's number 4. And here you can really see where the copper paint landed on the page. Just added the perfect touch. There's that one. This page. I used a variety of papers that all have that vintagey feel. And then this last page was the closest I could come to representing various nationalities and various vintage women. It was from a very old book published in 1926 that was Styles of Women from 1538 to that time, the present, which was 1926 when the book was made. So anyway, so there are various nationalities represented there, but also I really liked the picture. The picture turned out really pretty. And here are our last 3 pages. So that is the binder. Then I will grab the stack of goodies that I have set aside also for the winter to use. I hope I'm not shaking the table too much. I'm sorry. So let me put this aside and then I will grab those. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I wanted to show you really quickly that I took a second to add in my sticker here that has my handmade in Idaho. I realized as I was flipping through I hadn't put that in anywhere, and that would be important to include in a giveaway, wouldn't it? So there is the binder. Here is my stack of goodies. I'll share these with you here in a second. Let's go through this pile first. There's kind of little bits of this and that, things that I pulled together from my stash, and then a few things that I made specifically for this. I have a few of these really cute silk flowers. I found a bunch of these at the thrift store. They were Prima flowers. They were all unassembled. Well, they were Prima, and then there was another whole stack from another private company. And I took the time one night when I was bored and just wanted to feel like I was doing something and stacked all these up so that the flowers are all already assembled, which, let me tell you, is a huge time saver when you're doing a project. So you get 5 of those, 1 in each color combination. Hold on a second. I don't know why my dog is barking. All better. We figured that out. My younger daughter just came over, so my dog was barking because there was somebody entering the house. She's a barker. I can't get her to quit, so we just suffer through. Okay, anyway, where were we? Okay, so flowers. Then I included some clusters that I've been making recently. I really like this one with the fabric swatch and the little tag. This came off of an order from Celeste at Woodland Inspired, so I thought that was really pretty. And then I have that one and this one. This one I didn't put anything on in terms of a flower or butterfly because I figured you could use it wherever and then add your own little pretty embellishment. Then I just have a variety of little vintage lady, female themed ephemera. Some of these are Tim Holtz. This I think was a K & Company I've had for a long time. These 2 are tags that I ordered a long time ago and carried in my shop for a while, and then now I just have some in my stash. So you get 1 of each of those. These are also Tim Holtz, the cabinet cards. Aren't those sweet? This is a full-grown lady. She looks like a 14-year-old boy, but this is, I think, maybe their mom. She's very young. And this one, I like her too. Then I have a couple of these labels, and then I have a couple of these labels. These are tags, very old tag set that I need to use up, and so I shared a couple of tags with you. And then these are a variety of like ATC cards and journaling cards. These were left over from my older daughter's wedding. So I've had these for 6 years. There's those. These are the smaller 2.5 by 3 or 3 by 4 or whatever it is. And then these were cutouts from a pack by Graphic 45. I really liked her. I thought she was sweet, and I love their hats. It's called Kentucky Derby, so of course the hats are are the focal point there. More cabinet cards, more ephemera. I think this was from a Tim Holtz pack, I'm not sure. Then I gave you a couple of these pretty little cards. They're actually paper, and they were from my friend Lori that was sharing some goodies with me. Hey Lori! A few more Tim Holtz people. And I just tried to get a variety of sizes and people and, you know, just women in different capacities of life. That's cute. I love her dress. Look at all those pretty little flowers and her hat. They look very serious together, don't they? Then this, I'm giving up a prized one of these dress forms that I also ordered from Celeste at Woodland Inspired. And she has embossed it with an embossing folder, and she has this die cut set. So I'm going to share one of them with you, with the winner. And then a few more cabinet cards. And again, I was trying to be as diverse as possible with a limited selection of images and items available to me. And then I have some more of these journaling cards. And these are also for my daughter's wedding. We wanted kind of a turn of the century Downton Abbey theme because we were all into Downton Abbey. So I had gone and found a bunch of things that people could write notes to the bride and groom. And then we included them in the guest book. And I obviously overbought, but I didn't know. I mean, I grabbed different elements from different stacks. So I have quite a few left over, and you're getting to share some of these fun journal cards that all have that vintage theme. And then here is that strip. These are smaller and a different, I selected 3 different ladies for that. And then along with that, I also have these Simplicity ladies. So there's this one on the ribbon. I just got these a couple months ago. So I'm trying to include also vintage styles from a variety of eras, because vintage spans anything over 50 years is vintage. I'm vintage. If you're on Etsy, anything over 20 years is vintage, so my kids are vintage. There's a couple of doilies I'm sharing with you. A little small one that I coffee dyed. This is a gold one of my prized gold doilies. Sharing that. Sharing a few guest checks here. I think there were 4 or 5. Anyway, that pretty shade of pink. And then some of the book pages from the book that fell apart that I was originally going to make my giveaway prize with. But now you have a lot. You have book pages, and if you'd like a few more, winner, whoever you will be, we'll find out shortly. Tell me, and I will include a few more in this before I mail it off. And then a few more of my favorite doilies from my stash. And they're in all different sizes and colors, and every last one of these was thrifted. I really like this one. It just has this really beautiful old design. You just don't see doilies like this, you know? Doilies today just don't have a lot of character. So that's you're gonna have 6 doilies there to play with. And then a few more. Well, there's actually a whole sheet of these labels. So I decided to give you, because there are 10 on the sheet, and I added the other 2 so you'd have an even dozen to play around with, just in case. Then I added a few of the pages. There's 10 of these, I believe. And I added a few more of these in case the winner would like to make a few more pages for themselves. Then they have that ability, and if not, you can use them for crafting in a different way. And then I also pulled some music. So this is music pages for my husband's old voice book. So these are all baritone solos. These had been coffee dyed, so they have that wonderful look to the pages. And then I also pulled out this one, which I thought had kind of that lovely Art Deco, turn of the century vibe. Turn of the 20th century. We've turned again. Anyway, and this is a complete song. I had found these at a thrift store that has now gone out of business. It was very sad. So they had a huge stack of music, and I thought, well, I'll share one of these because of the image on it and the fact that it's old music. Just made it special, and it's copyright 1943, so you got a vintage song in your pack. And then I played around and made some ephemera. Well, made some, I don't know, would you call it ephemera? It's ephemera and embellishments, really. some fun stuff using the vintage things that I had to play off the vintage lady theme. So I made you a tag here. These were just really fun. And a lot of these things, the bases I had in my stack or were pages that ended up not getting used in the binder because I messed them up. So I went ahead and cut them down and made them into pockets and tags. And then quite a few of the trims and pretty things that I added were also gifts from my friend Lori. So I just had a lot of fun playing with your fun packet of things, Lori. That was really good. This is an acetate piece that I put on there, and then this is a Tim Holtz piece, and then I had the little word stickers and just layered it all up and decided to just put some trim in the hole there. I was trying to cover it, and then I thought, why am I doing that? If I do this, then it's like a pull on a tag, and then you can just stick it in a tag, stick it in the pocket sideways. There's this one. Oh, I forgot to show you. The library card is blank on the back, and then this is what would be a luggage tag, and so that's blank on the back for journaling. This one, all the ones that that were book page that I had covered over, I covered the backs as well with some coffee dyed. It's actually like watercolor paper, like from a watercolor pad, but I'd coffee dyed it. And so these are all nice and pretty on the backs. And here's another one of those pretty images from Lori. And these flowers are from Lori. The lace is from Lori. This is pretty much all from Lori, except that little piece of little tag topper there was a scrap left over from my project from Pam Vanny's challenge. And then this one is an alterations tag, so you have lines on the back where you can write. And this image here I pulled from a book. Let me grab it. I found this little book at the thrift store, and it has all kinds of beautiful impressionist art, and it's about motherhood is the theme, but basically it has all sorts of ladies from all sorts of time periods. So I pulled out a couple of these, and there's this one here, which I layered up. Some pretties, and then I made some pockets, and so on this pocket here, that's another page from that book. And more pretties from Lori and lace from Lori. I don't know where you found that lace, Lori, but that is the most beautiful lace. I love it. Well, and I like this one too. So I have those, and then I have this pocket here. So these were papers. They were pages that I had done, and I had sewn the acetate to them, and they just didn't work. So I took them apart, took the acetate off, reused it, and then cut these down into tags and pockets. So I have a few of those left over, and I had so much fun doing these. These came together so quickly and so easily, not like usual when I'm struggling and trying to guess what to do, that I thought if you guys wanted to, I have a bunch more stuff and a whole bunch of leftover pieces from this project, and we could make some on camera when I get back from my trip. So if you want to see that, you guys could let me know, and then I will plan to do that when I get back. This is a glassine bag, and I just covered it with some book page and another pretty item from Lori that she had hand cut out. And then this is just a snippet from those book pages from the book that fell apart, and I loved it. And it's from the Jane Austen Center, talking about some customs during Jane Austen's time. And I have some pretty lace that I thrifted somewhere along the way. And I just inked it up. I picked up some of the yellow, some of the brown, and I added stickles to these flowers because I wanted a little sparkle. Yeah, so that's all the fun stuff that comes with the binder. So this is earlier in the day. Today is the 18th. And I would show you that on my phone, but I'm recording with my phone. So I'm just waiting until tonight, and then after the cutoff, I will double check, make sure that there are no new comments, and my son-in-law is going to draw the winning name for me, so it's completely unbiased, I think is the word. What's the word I want? Anyway, impartial, that's the word I want. Yeah, so before we go do that, since we have some time to kill, we have several hours, I wanted to mention a couple things. Yes, so I am going out of town at the end of this week, and I'm going to put my shop in vacation mode. So if you order up through Friday, I may be able to get things out if you order Wednesday, Thursday. I might be able to get them out on Friday, but I'm leaving Saturday morning, and then I'm going to close the shop probably Friday night, and I may even close it Thursday. So if you check and it's closed, that's why. I just like to not leave everything till the last minute. Anyway, anything that I don't get filled before I go, I will fill after I get back. And then if anybody is interested in having us make some more pretty like vintage lady themed tags on camera, then I will do that when we get back. Because these were just really fun, and I took a picture so I could remember what I did, because somehow, I don't know, I just was able to just assemble these very quickly. So it's a lot of fun, and they're really pretty, and so I just keep looking at them until they get mailed off. I will be back very soon with my son-in-law, and we will draw the winner. I'm so excited, so excited. Okay, everybody, it's time. I have looked at all of the comments. I had 12 entries, and just to prove that we are doing this on the up and up, I have my son-in-law Sam here. He's gonna show us his phone. Oh, the waving hand. Hello, Sam. And he's gonna show us the date and time here on his phone to show us that this was not rigged. So it's now 10:13 on the 18th. Okay. So I gave everybody a number, and then I put each number in this little cookie tin thing that Sam's going to draw a number, and he's our impartial, whatever you call it, moderator thing? I don't even know what you call it. Anyway, okay, let her rip, Sam. This is awesome. Shake, shake. Okay. And I folded them up really well, so it's like, okay, here we go. There's a lot of drama. Number 1! Wow. Okay, number 1 is Sabra Hawkins. Congratulations, Sabra. Yay. So, Sabra, I am going to link my information down below in the comment box, and if you will contact me on my email there and give me your information, I will mail this out to you. As I said, I'm going out of town this weekend, so I will try to get it in the mail by Friday. Just depends on when you are able to contact me with your info, and I won't be back until like the 27th. So if I don't hear from you before I go, I will definitely mail it out after I return. So just a quick reminder, everybody, if you want to see the video on how I made the ephemera binder, then please let me know below. I would like, you know, several comments to make it worth my time to edit. Or if after I return, if you'd like me to go through and we can make some more of those sweet vintage lady ephemera pieces together on camera, we can do that as well. But for now, I am signing off. Congratulations, Sabra, and thanks everyone who entered the drawing. This is fun. And until next time, be inspired and do something creative. Talk to you next week. Bye-bye.